Good morning, cyber traders, and happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's getting ready for the weekend. Good to see you, Grant, Michael, everybody, Margaret. Good to see you all. Welcome back. It is kind of an interesting morning. Not too much going on. There's a lot of news going on. I'm going to share it with you. Getting a couple of pops and some stocks that we've been monitoring for a while, and I'm like, do we jump in? Do we not jump in? But other than that, yesterday was actually a pretty good day. I mean, we had some really, really good movers. It took about 5-10 minutes. The morning watch list wasn't the greatest, but it turned out to be a great list. It ended up there was some really, really good moves that moving in the market, and we're going to talk a little bit about them. Just a couple of things we're going to cover before we go on and go through the watch list and show you what we traded yesterday. A couple of things I just want to keep us aware of this of that's going to go on today. Everyone is watching the Fed. We're going to see what Jerome Powell does in Jackson Hole. We'll see if he's going to hint of an interest rate cut or whatever. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think he's going to lower interest rates or he's not? I'm just curious. Give me a yes or no in the cyber group room. What do you think? Think he'll lower it? Give us a little hint. You know what I mean? I think he's got to do at least one. Michael says lower. Yes, Grant. You think he's going to do it? Lawrence, you think he's going to do it? Kerry? Yeah. No. Look at that. Wow. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see what it is. Also, big news on NVIDIA. NVIDIA had to pause some of its China AI chips due to security concerns. Right? Like, who didn't think NVIDIA is now trying to figure that out? So NVIDIA has been taking a little bit of a hit right here. I got out of my NVIDIA, a lot of it. I think I only own the NVTY. I'm just trying to make money on the high yield on it, but NVIDIA is taking a little bit of a hit. Meta signed a big deal with Google to boost its AI, but I didn't see it doing anything. We don't really trade Meta. We don't really trade it that much, but not really doing too much there. And obviously, the commodities got Bitcoin up, gold down a little bit, and oil is up a little bit. So not really that much on a Friday. It's a beautiful day here in New York. I know a lot of people are going to be going away for the weekend. This is like the last. We got 2 big weeks that are coming up, and then you got Labor Day that's coming up. So I'm not going to expect it to be a great one, going into the day. But there are some stocks that are moving. Regarding about yesterday, I did jump into a couple of swing trades. So the Nuvo, I did buy more of it. Nuvo is doing pretty well. Nuvo made a really nice bounce. You could see it right here on the swing trade. I know some of us jumped in somewhere around 40, 47, 48. It's already up about 10 points. Looks like a gap fill right here. It's probably going to test right there. That one did really well. Also on the swing trade, the Paramount Skydance did really well yesterday. So some of you remember we traded it out on the 13th. It went from 11 to 17. It was like one of those new IPOs, and it kind of backed off. And now it's getting close to that resistance levels. Do I have it on level 4? Because there is a very big – no, I don't. Let me bring it back up. There was a very big seller out there right around the $16 price range. Is he there? He's at 18. He's at 18. All right, there he is. So here he is. He's hovering right there around 18 and 17. So if we get past that, this thing could take off. But the real good winners that we had yesterday, for some of you that were not here and missed out, let me just bring them up. THAR was on the watch list in the morning. If you're watching on social media, and if you subscribe to our Telegram or our X, we do post it, alerts. That was one of the big moves. But there were other ones that were a little bit better. APM, here's a stock went from 2 to 450. That was pretty good. AEMD, right in the middle of the day, went from $1 to 260. GXAI, another great mover. This one was really nice. This was like basically a good open in the morning. Exactly what the cyber clock tells you, right? Right in the mouse pad. Made his big mover in the morning, flat line, was trading at the highs of the day, and did a really beautiful push right at that 330, ran from 240 up to $3. That's everything that we always were taught how to trade. SLQT was another one that did really well yesterday, $2 to 260. XPEV. I mean, there were a lot of them. I'm contemplating putting XPEV back on the watch list. It gapped up a little bit this morning. I'm going to put this on the B list. XPEV. Write that down. And then, and obviously the Peace guys. So there were a lot of stocks that were on that watch list that did really, really well. It was a very small list, but it kind of came to fruition as the day went on. But anyway, that's the past. We're going to turn the page. We're going to look up what's going on this morning. But there are some things that are moving pretty decent this morning. This one just opened up. Was this an IPO? This one, I don't know if there's an IPO, but this thing just opened up. I don't know. I don't have any data on it. That's the only data I have right on here. But ZNB, I don't know what this is all about. We have to wait and see what's going to go on when the market opens up. But I'm looking at my chart here in the bottom. But this thing just popped just now. All right. So we got that one on the watch list. It's up about 250%. Let me go check on level 4. ZNB. Oops, typed it wrong. ZNB. Wow, it's not coming up on my feed. That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to check back with it later. But there are other stocks out there that are also moving up pretty decent right now. We have, is it a reverse split? Is that what it is? There's a daily chart on yours? All right. You know what it is? We have two different platforms sometimes. Sometimes certain brokerage firms will show it a little bit different, than mine. So it depends on how some brokerage firms register it. But this one, EEIQ, had a nice little gap up at 8 a.m. Went from $1 up to about $1.50. As orders go, I'm not really super excited about it. It's kind of messy. See what I'm saying? It's not like really clean. Ooh, this guy just showed up for 46,000 shares right there at $1.50. You can see that. So it looks like orders starting to fill in. This one's not bad. We're going to keep this on our watch list. EEIQ. And a lot of transactions going on the ask. It looks very tradable, right up our alley. This one's the other one I found too, but she gapped up pretty big, but she's been trending down now. So not a big fan of that. I see a lot of orders on the offer hovering around 420 and 450. So I'll put this on the B list, LIMN. It is up 32%. eLab is another one that moved up really nicely for some of you here this morning. Went from that $2 up to $2.80, but you're starting to back off a little bit now. Yeah, that's why. There was a big offer out here. You could see it right there, right around $3. He pulled it. He probably hit the bid, and that's why it trend down that way. So this one we'll put on the B list. eLab. This one's not really doing too much. FMC, spread's really ugly on that one. Newegg, that's the one I wanted to tell you. Is this thing going to break a new high? This thing has just been, I was going to trade it yesterday and buy it, but I saw it come down. I'm like, do I buy it here? And then also I saw it come right back down. And then it hit like a double top. I'm like, nah, it came right back down, all the way down to 130 right here around 120. And then you could see it went all the way down to about 113, 115. But look, it gapped up again this morning. There must be a huge short squeeze in Newegg. Got to be a huge short squeeze in it. So, and someone's getting squeezed. Xpon, big gap up this morning. I guess, after hours must have been earnings, but then she's kind of flat. So I'm going to pass on that one. Doesn't really look like a good chart. Losers, I didn't see that much on there. Let's see if anything showed up last minute. We know why this thing is down, because it was the big gainer yesterday. We know why. Listen, whatever makes the gainers always makes the losers. You know what I mean? What is the HB next? HB next to the stock symbol? What do you mean HB? I don't know. I don't know. I'll see if I find another one for you. Maybe you can tell me. I'll explain it. AZTR. This is another one. I don't know if this is an earnings announcement. This stock took off, but it's on a downtrend. Oh, it means hard to borrow. Okay. There you go. Hard to borrow. Mean you can't short it. You can't borrow the stock because the brokerage firm has to have it. This one is up. It's on a downtrend. I'll put this on the B list. Yeah, a lot of stocks. I got more stocks on the B list than the A list. This one, we're definitely not trading this one. For $500 stock. RLX, nah. New York Stock Exchange. We never find anything really good on that one. Neo's going up pretty good. Neo's been on a really nice move lately. Slow mover, level one, but wow. Now I'm looking at the long-term chart. Could be a good swing trade. I mean, that thing's been going up every day. NVAX is another one we traded. That's the ETF of Nuvo. Losers, anything there? Nothing. Ooh, BJ's. Wow. I was a big fan of BJ's. Some of you remember we bought that stock when it was on the when it went public like 3 years ago. That was fun. Here, the most active. Anything here most active? This is the other one too. This is another one. IINN. That one I did put on my watch list. Okay, this one has a big seller right here. You can see it there. 100,000 shares seller at $2. See that right there? So, I mean, we're pretty much out of that way. I mean, but it's a cheap little stock. You know, we've seen things happen. Open was another good one yesterday. Open's been a fun stock for us. Dollar stock up to 5. She's been moving up pretty nicely. Let's put Open on the list too. I mean, it's Friday. Not really that much going on out there, so let's not get too cocky. Brigetti's been coming down a little bit. We've been trading that stock for a while. I mean, the EIQ is okay. All right. So, all right, listen, that's about it. I mean, it's Friday. We don't want to get too crazy. We got a pretty decent list out there. Let's focus on the nickels and dimes. Remember, you got phase one class that ends today. So if you're a student, make sure you're in class. Remember, this is the best time to learn how to trade. Remember, some of you have been students here at Cyber Trade University for a long time. September, October, and November are the best months of the year to trade. So please don't procrastinate and worry about, oh, I want to wait. I had a student tell me, I'm pretty busy this summer. I'll see you in like September. I'm like, no, that's the wrong way of doing it. You got to learn now, get in those classes, get in my class, get in Josh's class, get in Rich's class, learn this now because you don't want to miss that opportunity because we're going to get a lot of volatility. All right. We always do, and we always will. So, but if we see something, we'll say something. If you're new here to Cyber Trade University, hopefully you guys watch those videos we sent to you. I did get an email from some of you saying that I'm a little confused. What's going on? I'll tell you why you're confused. Some of you still have not spoken to your education advisor. Please do your walkthrough. That's one of the biggest things that we do here. We're very big when it comes to customer service. Call us here. But we want you to give you the best experience as possible. So if trading's for you, because it's not for everyone, and that's okay, but it should be. All right. If you're watching on social media, if you want to join our trading floor, just here's the QR code. Just take your phone, scan that QR code, and you could join us. We'll be commentating here all day, other than always just showing up here every morning at 9 a.m. and 2:30. Guys, get ready for the market open up. We will be back in 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Everyone on social media, if you want to join us in 15 minutes here live, there's the QR code. Just take it, scan it with your phone, and just register, and we'll get you in the trading floor. All right, guys, good luck. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, traders. Can everybody hear me okay?
There we go, Fausto. We got you here. How's it going?
Good. You got something, is that a new look with the nose?
Well, yeah, you kind of set this up last second, right? So you got me on a casual Friday here. I got my nose tape on.
There you go. Help you with your breathing. There you go. So market's up by 300 points. I don't know what's up, making a run up so high on the Dow, and S&P's up 19, but NVIDIA's taking a little bit of a hit. That news that came out on their security thing was on China was pretty bad.
Yeah, that, and then also just you got the whole Jackson Hole meeting today with Powell. So I don't know what time that's even starting, if that's like right now or later today. I think a lot of people are bearish on that. So we'll see if we get some sell-off later on, but I hope not.
Yeah, so far it doesn't look like it in the market. Looks pretty fine here. But wait for about 3 more minutes. Yeah, yesterday was the EEIQ is moved up really nicely actually right now. But that was one of the only stocks I kind of liked going into this open more than all of them.
Mm-hmm. We had a bunch of trades yesterday that did very well, like the morning section, of course, but even heading into the late morning, early afternoon, and that AEMD, that was right place, wrong time in the morning, then right place, right time in the afternoon. Just perfect trade that we called out.
Yeah, it was a slow morning, and then all of a sudden after like I guess we took about 10, 15 minutes before those things started to pick up some momentum. Kind of like the ones I didn't like, and actually a lot of them moved out. It was a very small list. It was probably like 5 deep.
Yeah, it wasn't as much.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 did really, really well.
So that ZMB trade, just to mention. So I did some research. They're a company. They've been around for a while. They changed their ticker as of today.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So actually, on your chart, just do it on your own accord. But look up ADD on your screen, Fausto. Look up AD. See if there's any data for you on that.
Yeah, no, I got data. Stock got destroyed.
That's funny. So they probably just didn't change that for you there. That's all.
Yeah, it doesn't stop trading. So what did they do? They did a reverse stock split.
That also, yeah. Barb mentioned that actually in the chat just before too.
Yeah, it was a 6-cent stock. I guess it's a way to hide it so people don't know a little bit more about the company, but pretty funny how they did that.
If that trade goes back up, it'll probably take a little amount of time because that was a pretty big drop off after it popped. So selling pressure is still kind of picking up here.
Mm-hmm. We're testing some iceberg orders out there on EEIQ right around the $1.50 to $1.60. $55, 60. There's a couple of big orders out there. All right, we're about 30 seconds away before the chaos stops.
Rich, zoom out on the EEIQ chart there, the 1 minute. So the thing on this was just that it got choppy after these little pops. It popped nice, but then just chop. So we'll see if it gets choppy again here. I hope it just keeps popping up towards 2. You have some big orders out there also in this stock. So, there's a chance it doesn't go all the way up to 2 at least, but.
Mm-hmm. E-Lab is pushing up. That one was on the B list.
Yeah, it's a better push here, it seems. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that thing just like totally rocketed straight up.
I was telling you, Hood, in the chat board, I'm like, I see this historical level right around 318-ish. And I was confident it was going to try and get there, but didn't do it in pre-market all the way.
What I like about this company, this thing got destroyed. I mean, this thing got hammered. It was like a $30 stock and still pushing. There's a 310 seller out there for 21,000. I mean, at 310, 19,000 shares looking to be sold at 310. It's not a lot when you're dealing with a 32 million share stock already traded, but let's see it back off. It went up way too fast. That's a 60-cent move so far.
Yeah, I would love to have this pullback right now for my sake. Get a nice entry on support. That was a quick pop. Oh, Yehuda, nice. Is that in Yehuda? Just to mention, did you get in at 267 and then you got out at 303? Is that what you're telling all the students there? Yes. Okay. Cool. Very nice. Just good to know. Good to know. Very nice trade.
Yeah, Bell, the United Healthcare is, it is bouncing up pretty decently. I mean, it is more of a swing trade, more of an expensive stock, but it's starting to back down. It has a lot of resistance levels right around these prices. It did back off a little bit. The Nuvo, I mean, is a lot cheaper, but Nuvo's been doing a lot better. So anyway, I think Josh, the seller got done on E-Labs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like he got hit and it's going to do a slingshot right now.
I would love to get this to drop to 275, 280, but that's just for my own sake because I missed the pop. See if it keeps going though from here. It spiked up to 315. So, you were saying in pre-market, at least if you were following us in the chat, right around 318-ish, a couple of nice wicks, and that was a good daily chart level. I guess I wrote between 312 and 320. That was the post I wrote there.
Yeah, that EEIQ got halted on the downside. That's why you wait the first 5 minutes, because if you chase that, it would be a little bit of a problem.
And even with ELAB, it popped at first. So, hey, if you wait the first 5 minutes, you miss the pop. But that's the point of rules, right? Yeah, you're going to miss a couple out there, but now is the chance where you want to see it either build support or just if it pops higher now, then great.
I think it's strong. It's holding.
It's looking good here. And still, it's not out of that area yet, though, that I wrote in the chat. 312, 320-ish, that combined area.
Would you give it a category 3 or 2?
Yeah, kind of in there. Yeah, I was going to say right in between. We're kind of leaning on 3, though, because those bars are pretty big.
Yeah, the bars, every candlestick, a little bit over 10 cents.
Definitely. 20 cents almost. I'm just like eyeballing it, though, All right, one of my scans was down this morning, so let me just see if it's back up. Yeah, Rich, turn over to a stock, Fausto. I guess you probably put on the B list on the back end of the watch list there, the AZTR. I'm just trying now. Yeah, it's trying a little pop here. Be careful on this, though. For a cheap dollar stock, the order book looks kind of thin.
14 million shares.
I mean, it's a nice move. I just saw it back up on my scanner here, but definitely be careful on that. All right, let me just keep going through our watch list here from my side. The IINN was pretty disappointing, actually, right before you did the meeting and afterwards. It was building a really nice Fausto flag, and it just never made that breakout. It wasn't even a false breakout, just kind of held perfect and then just dropped. The LIMN trade tanked at the open, so that one you kind of just move away from quick.
The E-Lab is trying to push up again.
I will say open. I saw so you put open. Keep it on E-Lab, Rich. I'm just going to mention that on the open trade, it looks like you're starting to get a little slingshot here. It's not breaking new highs yet, but definitely off to a little start.
I bought a small lot of E-Lab. Got hit here at 310. I'll give it a 30-second rule, see what happens. It's consolidating.
Let's see, I'm watching it here from Rich's screen that he has in the room. Just watching the matrix there. That's our version of level 3 even.
I don't know, it looks strong. It looks like it's making a Fausto flag on the upside.
If the stars align, you might be getting a real good reaction here. And for my sake, I mean, I wanted support, but I may have to find it from here now.
It's got resistance levels back on April 14th around 324. It's testing it now.
Yep.
If it breaks that, we gotta go March. The lows back in March around 390. So, not really see anybody out there other than at 330 and 350.
Let me take a look also, just see what else we got here. Because if students have missed out on this trade, it could keep popping, of course. Let's see if there's others as well. As I say that, and just, of course, it's a summer Friday and you got the Powell speech coming up. So, normally you just want to be patient here.
Never realized how a guy has so much power. This stock popped out of nowhere. ALXO tier size are pretty small. Volume is still a little light, about 600,000, but this stock's been moving up really nicely lately in the past couple of days.
Oh, Bell trading SPY call right there. She got in from 335 out at 415. Cool. Bell, that was you that I had asked yesterday about the just about the expiration, right? So did you do like just basically 1 week, one week out?
Tesla's taking a nice rally up.
Nice, Bell. Good trade. Yeah, that's a really nice call out there on Tesla too.
Yeah, Nuvo look like it's going to break its pre-market high, which is at 57.23. Yeah, thing's a nice gap fill. So pissed. I bought it, I sold it, and to pay more for it,
Yeah, I hear that.
There's nothing worse than doing that.
Oh, geez, I had an open order out on a stock right here. I forgot. Geez, pull that thing.
Dude, you gotta watch out. You keep doing that. You gotta be careful.
Right? That's crazy. It was with my crypto account, which is even crazier. That's like, I can't do it there. But here, this one, I pulled the order pretty quick.
I got my stop kicked in on ELAB. I took a 5-cent loss.
Alicia saying EEIQ trying to push, and Rich saying an order got pulled from the bid, so just be careful there. Maybe it's going to be a ladder, though.
Yeah, that thing is really volatile, EEIQ. Remember, some of you new traders in here, just because they're inexpensive doesn't mean that you could trade it.
Yeah, and that's a general statement, of course, just to that's to new students at least, right? But that goes to everyone. Alicia's one of our longtime platinum students, so she certainly knows. But especially new students, they could be deceiving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a cheap stock like this, I'll trade 5,000 shares, and if you don't know how to trade it, you can get squashed like a bug. Now, if you do know how to trade it, then you could scale up in size, right?
The one that was on the watch list too this morning, it looks like it's moving. The Neo. Neo's been doing really well the last couple of days. I don't know what's with the. You can check it out, but
that's so funny, right? When you posted that, Roberto posted that too.
He did.
Tie goes to the runner there, Roberto. You got it. And Rich saying as well as in the chat, Neo is approaching big resistance at $6. Yeah, about time this starts to make like any sort of up move from like 450-ish 5. I think like earlier in the year, I went back to it and like, oh, maybe it could be a good trade from here. And it just was so slow. I think I took a loss, but it was so slow. I held on to it for a week. And that was at like 462. I think my entry price was 465. So to see it go from that price up to 6 now, we see stocks do that in 20 minutes. So nice push though so far.
This is the only stock you could trade. You can trade a lot of shares of it. You can get out of it, and it doesn't you can get in and out of it pretty easy.
I haven't taken a day trade since the pre-market this morning.
Oh, this thing's really strong. I don't have Neo on my level 4 though.
I got a trade here I'm looking at, and I'll call it out in a moment, but it's not my normal, thing.
Wheelhouse?
Yeah, not my normal, not the normal thing in the wheelhouse there. Yeah. One of our students called out a stock below $1 this morning. like 50, 60 cents. And it's just still on my screen. I'm like, it kind of doesn't look half bad here.
By the way, there was a 600,000 share seller at $6 on Neo, and he got filled.
And that's the one, Lynn and Randy. I was looking at it right here.
Hmm.
You might have a decent afternoon for the mining stocks like Wolf and Iron. Those have just been on my side list all throughout this week and just kind of casually looking at them.
You like the mining stocks?
Not all of them, really just those two. Only those two, actually, I should just say. So, I'm sure Mara and Rye will pop again at some point. I'm a part of this group on X, Fausto. I don't check in as much anymore because it's like almost like a cult a little bit. I hope they're not listening to me. No, but it's like a Bitcoin mining group, and they really only just focus on Bitcoin mining stocks.
Yeah.
That's all they do. So they're like kind of in the chat saying, "Why is Bitcoin up 5% today and Mara's up 5 cents?" So it's just like they're newbies. They don't know how to trade. And, I just joined to get a little intel,
Right.
and I don't even know why I'm still part of the group. It just they just don't really focus on much else. This
Listen,
ELAB trade trying to make
that's
a
your
better pop now,
competition.
at least over that 320. So
That's
see
your
if that area
competition.
could flip into support now.
Well, listen, I love people that come in, like yesterday we had a free event. We do our weekly event to, recruit new traders. I know we have some new ones that are here today and, enjoy and welcome. But, the students, I tell them all the time, you should definitely come and listen to see what the other people are saying. And you'll see, because that's your competition. I mean, there's a lot of ignorance in this world. And like I brought up ChatGTP. I did a search. I showed everyone the failure rate. I said it's a 90% failure rate. Why would you want to be in a business? You have a better chance making money in a restaurant business running yourself than be in the trading business. And trying to discourage people, but the only reason why, and it gave a full explanation why people fail. And and like, listen, you can only help people so much, but when you listen to people like that on those other chats, it just shows you like, wow, like you really have no idea what you're doing. And it's just the problem is very convenient to just trade. Anyone could open an account and trade, but they don't realize it's easy when you make money, but when you lose money, that's everyone's biggest issue. They don't know how to control the losses.
Yeah, it's well said there, and just you got to make sure that stop is set right away. Like you said before, you took a 5 cent loss on a trade, you got stopped out. It's just part of trading. It's accepting that we're not always going to be perfect, but I'd rather be a little wrong than a lot of wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah, open trades also pushing up nicely. So a couple of like inexpensive tradable stocks here between Neo, Open, ELAB if it wants to keep holding up here.
Yeah, Neo is a beautiful level one stock. I mean, it keeps pushing, and the chart looks a lot bigger. Rich, could you check what the news on Neo is?
So,
Just
well, it could
curious.
just be in sympathy with XPEV because you're a big fan of XPEV yesterday, Chinese EV companies. So maybe they are reporting their earnings, or otherwise it could just be some sort of news with deliveries.
Oh, it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Rich saying they announced their SUV has entered showrooms and is on display in more than 300 retail outlets across China. There you go.
Do we have a picture of what those cars look like? I'm just really curious.
I got my hands tied this morning. Let me see if I can pull it up here really fast.
News from yesterday.
Jump on neo.com here.
Yeah, John, you know what? I mean, they would refuse to bring those cars here, but apparently they're nice cars. I mean, all electric, and they're cheap too. What are they, like 10, 15 grand or something like that? Rich got a picture of the Neo right there. It's a cool looking car. It's pretty slick. Looks like
I'll actually show you. They got a whole line of them. So I'll just take a picture from their website.
it looks like a knockoff of the Tesla 3. A little bit nicer, a little more aggressive. Yeah, any other pictures? That's pretty cool. But like anything else, you are what the price of the stock says you are. You know what I mean? So if you're $6, if you're trading at $6 and you got Tesla trading at 300, I mean, I don't know how great you are. But those are all the cars right there, huh? Wow, got a pretty big lineup. Does it show the pricing on them? I'm just curious what the pricing on them are. Yeah, they look like they make a lot of them. They look all the same. Wonder that with the pricing. It's a China knockoff. Yeah, it is. Well, thanks a lot, Lynn Randy. It is. I mean, they copy everything we do. We're getting a pushback up in EIQ again. I think EIQ is building a Fausto flag. It could be back in play. There's this big seller out there, and it looks like it's starting to take him out. There was a ladder on effect right around the 155, 153.
There we go. We're back. My sister's pup is like a baby, so I gotta make sure he's all good and whatnot, barking at thin air. Yeah, this XPEV trade holding up pretty well too. So I guess like a lot of news coming out with the Chinese EV companies, right?
Mm-hmm. Push, almost got an HOD on EEIQ. There's a seller out here for 60. Not that much for
I don't
77,000.
trust that one so much. It's like a grind.
What, the EEIQ?
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good now. I mean, it looks like it did its grind, and now it's going to the next level. I'm not really seeing. There we go.
Yeah, now if it could stay over this 160, we're on to something here, I feel.
We got resistance levels. Yeah, there was a lot of resistance at 153 going back 2-3 years ago. But if it breaks this, which it looks like it's doing, it could test $2, a little above $2. Buyer just showed up for 100,000 at 159. Did he get hit?
If it stays over this, I think you're right. Definitely can go up to 2 or get close to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, there's nothing really I'm too much in love with today. Like, I'm not in love with Open. That might be a stock I at least have some interest in. It's kind of a meme stock, but not much I'm drooling over here this morning altogether.
It's Friday. There's not really that much going on. And it's crazy because the market is up almost 370 points. You know what I mean? But like, other than Tesla's up $6, I mean, everything else on our watch list, Nvidia is basically flat.
Yeah.
It's down.
I'm in one trade right now, and it's just the speculative, inexpensive stock that I mentioned before, IXHL. The EIQ looks really good here as long as it stays over that 160, though.
Yeah,
We got class today too, Fausto. I mean, we got the phase 1 stock course finishing up for the month of August here. So we're going to go over more about scanning and even about shorting coming up later on today. So if we do have a bear market this afternoon, or at least a drop off, we'll probably make good use of class time there.
Yeah, a lot of people they listen, shorting is very important. A lot of people scared to short. They get nervous. I'm like, shorting, if you trade options, you should be 10 times scared. You know what I mean? It's basically another form of just another type of a trade.
Yeah, and actually the good thing is I'll make slight mention of this in the class, of course, but we have all those inverse ETFs now. So you don't necessarily need to short to bet on a down market.
I think they did that on purpose.
What, just to accommodate more for traders? Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, Josh? This stock, we keep talking about it. It's not a day trade, but the Zap keeps showing up on my watch list. It's it's a swing trade. It's not a day trade, but it's just like, look at that long-term chart. I mean, that looks like a big Fausto flag.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Newegg trade where it's just like been going very nicely on the way up over like a month's time.
Yeah. Rich, is there news on this Zap? I'm just curious. I mean, this thing was $10 the beginning of August. It's already up 400%.
You're saying Hertz pushing up there too. Let me check the Hertz. Oh shit, Hertz is back up to 570. Wow, it's up 6% today. Totally missed out on that. A trade from a couple days ago, Fausto, the Hertz. I thought it would be a decent swing trade. Well, it's at the level I was actually looking for it to try and break over that day, so that's
What
nice.
hurts?
Yeah, I just came from nowhere. Rich just called it out and got my attention.
Well, he just made a nice call out. 130,000 share buyer just showed up on EEIQ at 155.
Okay, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. Don't see anything from this morning. What about in the long term? Anything like in the last month?
With Zepp, I get two thoughts with Zepp. Led Zeppelin. And also, do you remember the Zeppelin in Roosevelt Field Mall, Fausto, that giant food court? It was
No,
called it was called the Zeppelin.
okay. Well, when you're older like us and you shop at Home Depot, I think a Zepp of the cleaner.
Oh.
They have
Actually, wait, what, like the cleaning product or?
cleaning product. It's called Zepp. And if anybody goes to Home Depot, you probably know what I'm talking about. I think it's like one of their knockoff Home Depot ones.
Oh, Pat saying right away, exactly. Or Zeppeli, yeah.
Yeah, it's the orange bottle. Is that what it is? Linda Lorraine did a Zeppelis. Yeah, you could think that too. I'm thinking the cleaner. From last week's Zepp panel with the female lead trial rumors.
If we wouldn't have a potential copyright strike, I'd probably play a little Led Zeppelin right now, a little Jimmy Page. I'll tell you what, this Hertz is piquing my interest. Just the only thing is it's for Friday. I don't know if it's going to keep pushing up here. It might take time for it to eventually break out, but
Yeah, the EEIQ doing pretty well.
yeah, as soon as that iceberg order showed up, that gave it fresh life.
Yep. I mean, it's got some little nasty shakes here and there, but other than that, it's
Lewis saying Stairway to Heaven. Patrick saying would bring back memories. Yeah. Zepp is probably the first, rock and roll group I became a huge fan of. So, obviously a little behind my time or whatever. So my dad was a huge fan himself. Always listen to that in the car. Yeah, it's kind of slow Friday, but again, Powell coming on in, I think 2 minutes. 2 minutes he's doing his speech in Wyoming. We'll post some headlines as soon as we get them here. Rich and myself on Benzinga will be using, but we'll likely see the reaction right away across the market.
This is weird. Just reading some news on the Zepp.
That open trade pulled back, so I'm still just kind of keeping in my rotation, but
Trying to read it, so much news on it. Some Zepp sharp price.
That order on EEIQ, I think, disappeared at 155. Yeah, Rich just said that it got pulled, but there is one at 147. Playing a little weird hockey puck game on the order book for EEIQ. It's been good though. Listen, if you got in from like 150 or even 160, you're up a little bit. You're making some money. That's all that matters.
I'm going to buy a very small lot of Zepp.
Just turn over to that there, Rich. I can get close to 350 on ELAB. Let me see. One moment. Did I take it off my book map here this morning? Where's my ELAB trade? 1 second here. Hertz is trying to pop, so just bringing that up too. That one I took. But ELAB, so I was saying 320-ish, and Fausto said 324 as far as like a daily chart level. At this rate now, follow the cyber clock, reversal time 10:30-ish. You hope at least, right? So, the expectation is to see it try and push up a little bit higher. Roseanne saying big pop in Tesla. Oh, take a look at that, Fausto.
Oh, yeah.
Move up on the SPY, it looks like.
Wow. A lot of news just come out on it?
No, well, it's just the Powell speech at Jackson Hole.
Yeah, that thing just popped literally like $6. Something must have just happened.
Yeah, SPY just made a huge move. So let's just post some headlines here.
600 points we rallied. Everything is green.
Chuck had a great entry on that ELAB trade. Nice trade, Chuck.
Wow, everything is up big.
I love to see that.
Me too.
IBIT's up a little bit right now, obviously. Not up as much as like some of the stocks at least, but everything's going up.
Wow, everything is running. What do you say?
Here's where I'm a little iffy though. So, hey, like you said before, I think earlier this week, you said your brother was, with hedge fund managers and they were saying like there could be some sort of crash coming up soon, right?
September, yeah, they think like it's going to get a little wishy-washy September, but like, dude, everything is running.
I want it to keep running. I'm trying to spread positivity here, but I'm like, be a little careful. This potentially could be a head fake. Definitely want to keep seeing it go up. Especially like Tesla's getting a good rub right now because it's probably very heavily shorted. So it's a bit of a short squeeze for now. Yeah, Hertz up a good chunk already. That was good timing with the SPY popping at least. The 570 level was something we've been commenting on, at least in the room throughout the week. We comment on a lot of things, so it's easy to forget about a lot of stuff that we're always posting about. So at least myself as Josh the trader, I saw this the other day and I still had my line in my chart. So from 570, I'm hoping that this could run better now.
Rich, is there any news out there? Everybody know what the news is? Something just came out.
Yeah, it's just the Powell discussion. Just I don't have any headlines though. Benzinga, I don't know if they're slacking on it yet, but Powell was supposed to begin at 10 o'clock exactly. So right at 10, that's when things started.
Would he just come out and just lowered rates by a point?
Yeah, right away.
I've seen that happen once in my life out of nowhere. It was at a time when George W. Bush was in office, and he just came out and he was sitting with the Fed chair, and they decided to lower the rate like a half a point or something, like out of nowhere. And it was the first time I ever saw that.
There's a bunch of headlines here. I think Benzinga's slacking today. I'll copy and paste a couple of things I see from Twitter. One moment.
Rich, could you simplify that? You actually want us to read that whole thing?
Not while I'm trading.
Words.
Not while I'm trading. Basically, it says traders add to bets on Fed interest rate cut in September. And then it says Powell says Fed abandoning the 2020 flexible average inflation targeting framework, whatever the hell that means.
I can tell you exactly what it means. That is great news.
You can tell because of the market popping.
Because the market's going up.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Oh, check out your Peace Guy, Fausto.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching all of them. They're all doing great. Dude, if you're in anything, you're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm up big on everything.
Yeah. So it looks like my scans are starting to work now, at least. So that Peace Guy was popping up.
If you were in any brand name stocks, we're doing well. Nuvo, didn't do great, but I still own a lot of Tesla. I didn't sell any. I bought more of the TSLY, so that did pretty well.
Open trade just popped pretty nicely, of course, with the market going up. So it kind of gave fresh life into that trade again.
It could be a good buy. SMR. SMR is at big support levels. Big support levels right here. Well, it already popped $2.
Yeah, but that's a good shout there. It is right at support.
Yeah, it just got an alert on my phone from Powell delivering remarks at Jackson Hole. Why do they call it Jackson Hole? That doesn't sound very...
I do not know. And that's honestly, all I know is it's in Wyoming. That's as far as I get there.
It's I think of you ever hear the phrase, it's a hole in a wall?
Yeah.
Like a dump?
Yeah.
It's like making fun of like Jackson Hole. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't sound very a nice place to go, like Flagstaff, you know? I bet it is a beautiful place. They wouldn't probably had it there if it wasn't, Lynn and Randy, but still, when I hear that, it's just not the most, doesn't sound like a nice, it doesn't sound like, a pretty place. It's like a hole in the wall. It's a ski resort.
Missed out on a decent entry on open. I'm just realizing now off of 370, but there's plenty of time left here for the day. We're going to find a bunch of other trades here that hopefully move with the market.
Actually, one of the most, everybody's talking about skiing. Nicest place I ever went skiing, and I'm dying to go back, is Whistler up in Canada.
Oh.
That was just absolutely beautiful up there. I'm not a skier, but I did a class up there in Vancouver. I used to go up to Vancouver a lot, at least like once a year. I used to go, and I made a trip over there. I took my family twice too. What a beautiful place.
When are you going back to? And we've been promoting this, of course, but when are you going back to the Money Show in Toronto?
Next week. In 2 weeks.
Very nice.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, we put the link. Everyone come there. I'm going to be there the 12th to the 13th. Andre says, now you're talking. Well, let me tell you, it's absolutely beautiful. Blackcombs, yep. Big bucket list area. Maybe in 3 years. It is absolutely beautiful over there. And they had that gondola that goes from mountain to mountain. I got a beautiful picture of my wife. We went up to the top of the cliff all the way up to the glaciers. And it's so high, Josh, that there's you can't even, nothing grows up there. There's no oxygen. The oxygen very limited. So you can notice there's no more trees that can go that high.
Yeah.
And you can see like the clouds underneath you, and you just see all the ice caps. It's just a beautiful
That's
scene.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That sounds like some Planet Earth type of scene that you would see in a documentary.
Yeah, it's very beautiful up there.
I say, like you said, a lot of things going up now. At least I'm not a great skier. I used to be a skateboarder as a kid, Fausto, so like growing up, and I went snowboarding once, and I thought I'd be able to do it perfectly because of my skateboarding. I've busted my ass like so many times. I said, the snow is not for me. That's why I'm down here in Florida now, or I moved at least to Florida. So,
let me tell you, skateboarding, they said you get into the best shape.
Good for legs.
Listen, don't even bring it up. You might get somebody hurt here. We can't go on a skateboard. We're at our age. You kidding me? It's bad enough we could drive a bicycle. Tesla's going up really nicely. Big push again on Tesla. TSLL made a big pop right now.
That's something that you could ride fast. Not a skateboard, but an EV. Self-driving EV.
I love it.
Busted over big resistance at 335 there, right? And just on Bookmap.
Yep. It's all brand names right now. Wow. You know what? Look, it's crazy. For a day that we think is going to be a shit day, all of a sudden, boom, you get this rally right now.
It's funny, right? And I mean, we always message each other early just on if it's dead or not. But you're right. I mean, hey, you never knew. You don't know what would happen with Powell. So if he said anything bad or if just the market crashed, of course there's shorts and we could focus on that. It's just not as fun as this, though, at least, right?
Yeah. The Dow just broke an all-time high.
Oh, yeah.
All-time high. Yep.
Turnover rich to
45,000. A little bit over 45,000 was all-time high. 45,200. We're breaking all-time high. Even the S&P. Well, S&P not yet. It already did it, but it's got to break. But Dow just broke all-time highs.
This is just a Dow ETF here that we're sharing inside our room. Yeah, making a nice push. I'll tell you what, Lynn and Randy, I will not claim the IXHL as mine personally, even though I'm in it right now. We're doing good on it. But quick shout out to Genevieve because she made a comment on it early this morning. And I guess I never took it off my screen. So I was cycling through my stocks and that just was there. That's just kind of how it pans out most times, right?
Did anybody catch the rally? I mean, I'm still stuck in NEO. I mean, I'm doing good. NEO's really doing well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, if you are trading for a Friday, you should have jumped into something shortly after 10 o'clock.
720 on the Dow. Holy crap. We're talking
turn
about
back to Tesla there as well.
Rally.
Regular stocks. Oh, it looks like Tesla's building a miniature Fausto flag here.
Is it? Yep, it sure is.
It almost looked like it
Sure
popped from
is.
one just before, and
Wow,
yeah,
I
the
haven't
open
seen.
trade is going back up nicely. I missed my entry on it, or it didn't pull back enough.
Man, I'm glad a lot of people showed up for work today, for trading. But let me tell you, there's gonna be have a lot of happy people today. I haven't seen a market up this high in a long time. I'm really curious what he said exactly at 10 o'clock, because that's exactly at the moment in time when everything took off at 10:01 to be exact.
SPY's
No, 10
about
o'clock.
a
10
couple
o'clock.
points off.
Exactly at 10 o'clock.
Yep. And the SPY is about a couple points off from all-time highs too. So, I mean, all markets are doing great today.
Palantir bounced back up. This is actually a good time. Like, if there's something that you wanted to buy that took a big correction, and you missed out on it, these are the times when you have to get this one. This is your only opportunity to get into these stocks. So if really good news came out and something to like, I've got crushed, like Palantir dropped almost 45 points. It was at 140. I mean, you might feel like you're chasing, but there's something that you wanted. Here's your chance.
Yep, exactly. And that's where I'll even mention, this is like what I'll mention, Fausto, the one I'm about to bring up. It's not name brand. It's actually a stock below $1. One of our students, Genevieve, brought it up to us before today. But, there's some news out on this cheap stock, IXHL. And I called it out earlier, $20 million repurchase program, for a cheap thing like that. That could lead to a nice squeeze. Who knows? We normally don't trade stocks below $1, right? Just want to make that known for new students joining us here, new members on social media. We do prefer, stocks like around $5, 10, 20, even Tesla, Nvidia. So it looks like EEIQ is just still there, huh? Just still lingering. Yeah, a lot of great trades right now, gotta say. So remember, you don't need to be in everything to make money. You need to be in something that is going up, breaking above resistance.
Just making a post right now.
I mean, Hertz was another one. The reason I had called that, or the reason I was a big fan of that after Rich called that out, was that there was news earlier this week about them and Amazon. So those are the plays you want to focus on. Like Fausto said, if there's news out and the market's pushing up.
Yeah, just in, Fed Chair Powell suggests current conditions may warrant an interest rate cut.
Yeah, they're saying a lot of traders doing bets on September. They're going to finally do a rate cut. I mean, hey, XPEV going back up again. And I'm sure NEO is too at that point.
The question is how much?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like these quarters. You know what I mean? Like a quarter is like, what the hell's a quarter?
Yeah, just do half a point, full point thing, right?
Yeah, because like if you're doing a quarter every month is one thing, you know what I mean? But like a quarter is really not a lot. Wow. Thank God I bought a shitload of stock yesterday.
As long as we're in trades right now that make us money, that's all that matters to me, at least today. For a summer Friday. Palantir is going back up to 160, trying to recover.
Yeah, I'm green across the board everywhere. Still have a little cash left I could spend.
Let me ask right now for our students, and I don't want to distract you. So if you don't want to answer, don't worry, focus on you. But if you're in any trades right now, just type in the chat what stocks you are currently in right now on. If you're in on a trade, like I'm in on Hertz, I'm in on that IXHL cheap stock, but that's kind of it. But
you can see here, I don't know if you guys can see on this phone, but See right there? Those are all the stocks I'm in.
Hold on, let me get that.
Nuvo, PSKY, RTX, SGN, Bull, ZEP, PLTU, NVDY, TSLY,
All right, here we go.
ULL.
A bunch of us in some trades here. And notice it's a mixed bag. It's all mixed bag, as long as the stocks that you're in are tradable, and mainly what we're calling out here.
NVL and CSQ.
Sam in NVIDIA. Charles on Open. Patrick on EEIQ. Bell on a few of her trades right there.
This really sucks because on my swing trades, you can't sell and buy something. It has to clear for the day, which is really, really like sometimes what happens, you want to sell something that's not moving. I'm like, like I would sell my RTX, hasn't really gone anywhere to move into something else that's moving, but I won't be able to buy anything till tomorrow to free up that cash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Bucks.
All right. So again, Palantir trying to recover. I'm sure Tesla's still rocketing on up there, Roseanne.
Yeah, Roseanne. I mean, you look pretty good on that Tesla right there. Andrea's in FIP. It's almost like my initials. Yeah, that's a nice little bounce. That thing got a little beat up.
I turn over to FIP, Rich, just to see that.
Yeah, nice slow mover, level 1 stock. That's not bad. Open made a nice push, Josh.
Yeah, I wanted an entry around 377, I think I wrote. Just, it held better, moved up nice. Hey, we got class coming up too in about 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So, for our students joining me in class, we're going to be focused on class. We're not doing trading at least. We'll come back and there's going to be plenty of trades for us at 11:30, 12 o'clock, all throughout today, I feel. So,
yeah, I'm really curious.
No shortage of opportunity here. So no sweat if you miss out on anything here for a little bit, but we'll come right back and we'll come right back to it all here. Genevieve saying ELAB crashing. We'll take a look. Yeah, go back to the ELAB, Rich. Just want to see how that's doing again. Yeah, that looks kind of, it's at support, Genevieve. It's hanging on by a thread there. So there's a chance it might.
That's not a crash. It's not a big support level. It's at $3.
Yeah, we'll go from 360 down to 3 in a couple minutes.
Neo keeps going up nicely.
And Chuck in on his. No surprise, Chuck on the Newegg trade there, right? Also, no surprise on Rigetti from you as well.
Did anybody get the Neo like with me? Because that thing is just going up really nicely.
Yeah, turn back to Neo there, Rich.
Just keeps going up little by little. I mean, I chased it at 602. I mean, now I'm up like 20 cents on that. 1,000 shares, $200. Not bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it made it worthwhile this morning. So, and hey, you know what? If Neo keeps moving up in price, I feel like it's going to become a slightly faster trade, dollar by dollar.
Yeah.
It can be a waste of time at times. So thankfully today it was not, and it made it really worth your while, right?
Uh-huh.
And good for 20 cents, like you said, shit, on 1,000 shares in 30 minutes time. That's some solid dinner money right there, right?
Robert, you got it from yesterday at 550? Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I think he was commenting on that a lot yesterday too.
You're looking great on that one. You're about 70 cents. Samuel, getting around 10:30. You know what? I'll see what happens when he stops talking, but I think what's going to happen, and you definitely want to come back in the afternoon, but because what's going to happen is people are going to go back and evaluate what he said. And this is usually what happens. This is how interest rates work. And this is why I don't like to trade on when interest rates come out, because when they do it, you'll get the pop and you'll get the chaos. And then usually it takes about 15, 20, 30 minutes until everyone say, okay, they want to see what everyone else is doing. And then they'll decide if you're going to get a rally or not. You kind of like guessing, being in a position to what it comes up with, what the news is going to be. So I think the afternoon, when people start evaluating and they start seeing, and start talking with other people in the industry, they're going to be like, no, there's actually good news, and then that's going to cause a buying frenzy, or it could do the opposite. So today, I think you're going to get a huge rally or a little bit of a huge crash or nothing. That's usually what happens on a Friday. But so far, what we're seeing right here, you might see a big rally going into the close.
And here, you know what? I want to post this because, we were talking about NEO yesterday in our chat board. Roberto and Rich were both going, on a small discussion in the afternoon about it. If you click the picture I post there, you see Roberto was saying at 333,000 iceberg at 550. It took it out. So, yeah, great trade from Roberto.
All right, so now Palantir is backing off pretty hard.
Held that resistance essentially at 160, a little pop and drop, I'm sure.
Yeah, everything's starting to back off a little bit now. I mean, the market's not going down a lot, but
Rich saying open took out resistance at 410 now. Yeah, it is. You know what, though? This is the beauty of class. You feel like you might miss out on a trade. Imagine coming back in an hour and this open trade just crashes down to 380, 375. That's the price I want to buy at. So, you never know. You might come back and there could be just a gift waiting to be received for you.
I don't see that happening, Josh. I mean, if it gets past this 420, I mean,
I'm trying to spread a little hope here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it took a big seller out at $400 at $4. That was a big seller. It just broke yesterday's highs.
Yep.
And I see a big green bull just came in. I mean, a lot of trades went off on the offer. So that 4 was you could see it was consolidating for a little while and was chipping away, taking away from him. How many shares was that, by the way? 760,000. It's the second most active stock right now on the Nasdaq.
I'll tell you what, if it doesn't pull back, you know what? Hell, it's a good resistance there. I'll move it in my lineup a little bit around 382, 385. But you never know, right? You come back and see what happens. And if it's not open, there might be another trade waiting for you to jump in on it.
EIQ just got halted on the downside.
Well, we know what we're not going to be trading after class.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're getting
we're going to be going over scanning in our class this morning coming up, and really just showing our students how you build the watch list, Fausto, each and every day. You in the morning, myself in the afternoon, and the key is just focus on trend, focus on volume. Making sure you keep it simple. You don't want to overcomplicate the watch list.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to go over all of those, a lot finer talking points coming up at 10:30.
And if you put the link there, if you don't have access to it, make sure you talk to your education advisor. They'll get you in, Now we have a lot of new members that are here today. Who's here today? It's new. G-Mark from Texas. Let me see who else is new here. Got some new trial members. Robert from Orlando. See there. You got Keith from England. Turbo from Virginia. Alex from California. Oh, good morning. Early for you, Alex. Just for some of you that are new here, just let you know that we bounce around. We don't tell anybody what to buy and sell. You need to know what to buy and sell. We just show you where the fish are, where the stocks are, and being a student, they just know what to look for. So please don't get confused. I just got an email this morning. One person's like, "Why are you not telling us where to get in and out of it?" First of all, it's illegal. You can't do that unless you're registered. And it doesn't make you money. You have to think of yourself. You have to know where to get in and out of these positions. So, but make sure you watch those videos that we gave you, and they'll give you a heads up. The Nasdaq Book Viewer. Make sure you download that, look at it. You'll love it. Stuff like that.
You got a bunch of these orders here on open right now, Fausto. These 250,000+ share orders on the ask.
I see that. I think you should take them out.
418, 420, even at 425.
I think he's taking them out.
I mean, it's a really interesting daily chart now, and it has been for a little bit, but the move up yesterday, today, it gets right back to the highs.
Well, Open Open had a really good news on it, right? Open Door.
Yeah, I think there's something, and their marketing is not bad. They definitely are trying to get a lot of eyeballs on X, on social media. So
You see, it's going up. Took them out.
oh, now you got the 500,000 at 425.
Yeah, between 430 and 425. It's actually almost 600,000. And they got the 747, 750,000 sitting at 450. Takes us, it's going to go straight there, right to 450. It had a high, once again, back on July 21st at 497, never hit 5. Never hit a 5. And there's a million shares sitting out there at 5. I think we could see 450.
Well, again, hey, if you're not joining us in class coming up, we suggest that you do. But otherwise, of course, there's going to be this trade and a few others that Rich will call out for you coming up. And if you're joining me in class and we come back, who knows what happens with this trade? We'll see where it lands. And there could be a trade waiting to be taken right away. And again, if not that, there could be plenty of other stocks that we'll call out coming up this afternoon.
Yep. So we're going to get off the mic, everyone. We'll be back. Enjoy class with Josh. Okay. Remember, you got class next week. If I don't see you this afternoon, definitely try to come back. Make sure you signed up to the alerts. Make sure you're on an X, on our Telegram. If you're new here at Cyber Trade University, make sure you subscribe to our channels. We'll post that link right there. If you're watching on social media, you got the free workshop. Take your phone. If you're watching on YouTube, scan your phone. You can join our trading room. We'll be here all day, commentary, and but definitely come back. Let's see what happens in the afternoon. This is actually a really, really fun Friday. Probably the best Friday I've seen probably all summer. You know what I mean?
It's so weird. The Mondays and today Friday, but like the Mondays have been really hot too. Now you got a great Friday, so pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely, really, really interesting. Really like it a lot. All right, so we'll be back. Enjoy class, everyone. And if I don't see you, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday.
Yeah, and we'll be back here later on today at 2:30 Eastern for all of us on YouTube as well. We'll do our afternoon meeting coming up just this afternoon. Talk to you then.